Welcome back to Preservation Travels with Lane and Kevin here at our Restoration Nation. Today, we are kicking off our preview of homes for our Spring Tour of Homes 2026. And we are starting out with one of the homes that we think has some of the most important history in all of Natchez. So join us and owner Heather Cunningham as she takes you on a tour of the King's Daughters.
Hello, welcome to the King's Daughters home. I'm Heather Cunningham. I would love to show you my beautiful home. My husband and I bought the King's Daughter in 21 and have been here since, and she has quite the story. So when this home was originally built, it was actually built as a maternity hospital for unwed mothers. If you're not from Natchez, you probably wouldn't know that. It has a very interesting history. And for the ladies that stayed here, it was a safe haven for them, for most of them. They could be here with their children, and then their children were either adopted out, or at that time, they could have been placed with family members. But when the house was first constructed, this was actually a carport. The house mother would have had a single car to her use, and this is where she would have parked it. This area was actually bricked in 1927. This area that you see here was actually an apartment for the midwife. She stayed here at all times after the early 1920s. And the front of the house was actually a residence for the house mother. She would have overseen the girls while they were here during the time of their pregnancies. During the time the home was used as a home for unwed mothers, it was not this grand. The house actually operated from 1910 to almost 1980 as a maternity home. But after 1980, the home was shuttered for quite some time, and then it sat empty and it fell into disrepair. In the early 2000s, a couple bought it. That was Renee and Kenny Cavan, and they actually rehabbed the home. And they added some things that the King's Daughters probably didn't have at the time, like our beautiful chandeliers and a few of the other things that make the house really beautiful today. She was very utilitarian in the time that she housed the girls, but there are many facets of the home that remain completely unchanged to this day that are very interesting. That being our pocket doors that you see here that are still fully functional, and all the beautiful shaker woodworking that is throughout the house. Some of the things that I found while living here at the King's Daughter were these extensive notebooks and medical tools that were left here in the house from the time it operated as a maternity home. The medical tools are very fascinating, a little scary, but they would have aided in delivery at the time. And the ledgers that I have range from about 1927 all the way into the 60s, and they contain expenses from when the King's Daughter was actually operating, everything they were doing on a daily basis. So it's a very interesting look at what their lives might have been like at that time. I don't know how many kitchens you get to see on tour in these old homes, but here at the King's Daughter, our kitchen gets used a lot because in addition to being an old historic home on the registry, we're actually a bed and breakfast. So I use this kitchen every day. But when the home was the maternity hospital, we had a very famous cook here, and she was Aunt Hattie. She even has a cookbook that was dedicated to her. I'm told that she served here as the kitchen cook for more than 60 years with the King's Daughters. And every day she would have made 3 square meals a day for the girls that were staying here in the house. So this kitchen, although it has been remodeled, the footprint of it remains the same and is actively used every single day.
This Christmas, give the gift of history. Give tickets to our spring tour of homes brought to you by Living History Natchez. Step inside 13 breathtaking private homes and experience unforgettable once-in-a-lifetime events. Buy now and get printable tickets to present at Christmas. If you order before Christmas, you'll be automatically entered to win 2 tickets to our friends and family cocktail party. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. Make this Christmas truly historic.
When the home operated as a maternity home, there were 12 rooms upstairs to house as much as 50 girls at one time. Now, Mississippi vital statistics that I have that were left in the house actually say At any given time in the 20s, 30s, and into the 40s, the house was at capacity. Well, when the Cavins remodeled the home, they did take a few of those bedrooms and converted them into bathrooms for our bed and breakfast rooms. But for the most part, the footprint of the house remains the same, and none of the doorways or the doors or anything have been replaced. Those were all original to the home. So it's very fascinating to think about 4 to 5 to 6 girls bunked in each room, all pregnant, all at the same time. That would be a very interesting stay. So some of the things we have on display are the annual report of the King's Daughters maternity home. This is actually vital statistics from the state of Mississippi about how many girls were in the home at any given time, how many births happened, how many babies were stillborn or were miscarried during that time period. Here at the King's Daughter, there were never any names given. Everything is anonymous. Girls came here under an assumed name. They never gave a family name. And during their stay, they often used a completely different first name. So all of those records have been concealed. The state of Mississippi actually has a very strict adoption law, and it's very hard to get records unsealed to this day. I actually have had quite a few siblings coming into the home looking for children, siblings of their own that they're missing because they can't get the Mississippi archives to open the records so that they can find these brothers and sisters that they're missing. I hope you've enjoyed this very brief tour of the King's Daughters, and you will come and spend at least an hour with me so that I can tell you all about the things that happened in this beautiful home. I truly love this home, and I believe she truly loves me. I do run her as a bed and breakfast at this point, and if you're interested, please look me up online. But it's really more about the history of the home and what happened here, and I hope you will enjoy it, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
We hope you've enjoyed this little sneak peek inside the King's Daughters. We want to make sure you know this is not the full tour. Heather has so much more to share with you when you come and visit her in person in the spring. So let us remind you of the dates of our spring tour. March 12th, 13th, and 14th, and March 19th, 20th, and 21st. The King's Daughters, along with 12 other private homes and a couple other surprise houses, will be open for you to tour in Natchez. Now, why are we bringing you this so early? Because what makes a better Christmas gift than tickets for an event like this? who needs another tchotchke, another bauble, another piece of garbage that they're going to cram in a closet and forget about by next week when you can give someone the trip of a lifetime? So we invite you to join us here in Natchez, Mississippi in March of 2026 for our spring tour of homes that will have not only beautiful homes like the King's Daughters open and available for you to see, but a slew of incredible events. Visit our website at livinghistorynatchez.com where you can buy tickets and check out all the incredible events that we'll have just for you. See you next time.